Welcome to this brand new live premiere. It's a new character request. I cannot wait to get into this story from Misty from My Life as a Teenage Robot. We're going to get into it in just a little bit. I just wanted to show this entrance, well, this little intro, because I haven't even shown it in a while as far as playing the game.
Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl 2.
I love it. You just love to see it. Just with all these characters on the screen. Imagine a Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl 3, how big it could be as far as the roster, bigger, better, and more to offer. I wanted this game to have more, and it's quite a few people have come over to have talked about how we could have gotten more if only we had Toph, if only we had Lincoln Loud, if only Leonardo and Mikey wasn't cut, things like that. People are looking for some of these characters to get into this game, but we don't have everyone. Changes were made, decisions were made, and it's too late to get any more content as far as new characters. And I would like to see a third game. I'm not sure who would be able to pick it up, and I don't mind if the same developers or the same publisher picks it up, but I want more from them because they need to do better. They need to do better as far as content and being able to keep people up to date for even those who are grinders out there who have played this game and continue to play this game competitively. They deserve to know what's going on, as well as the casual players and those who just want to play and have fun and check out their favorite characters and play as their favorite Nicktoons characters. So what I'm going to be doing today is trying to bring Misty to life as far as what if she was in this game. It's a character request for some of you guys that requested Misty. This is what the series is about. You guys could pick your favorite characters that you want to see a moveset for, and you can request it. It gets added into the list, and I just pick the character that I feel like posting next, so that way it's not the same character from the same series getting represented, like two Danny Phantom characters or two Loud House characters back to back to back. I don't want to do it like that. I want to just keep switching it up. Everyone will be able to have a chance to really be able to request characters, and even people that are new to the channel probably don't know anything about this series. I've been doing this series since the first game has been around for character requests, and I turned it into a series, and I thought it'd be something fun, some way to challenge myself and also be able to get to know new characters that I have not seen before as far as the shows that you guys grew up watching. I didn't know too much about the Loud House, but I ended up getting to know the Loud House sisters and being able to create a trio for them, from Lynn, Luna, and Lenny. It goes on and on. Even one of the Casa Grande's characters, Carlota, and many other characters that from other shows, even modern Nicktoon shows, or some of the newest Nickelodeon shows like Rock Paper Scissors. I have a moveset for them as well that's out and available that you guys can check out, and many more. Just head over to the playlist and you can scroll through all the different updates and many other characters that I made from the playlist. Even from the Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl playlist, you can be able to check out some of the other characters. Even non-Nickelodeon characters or third-party characters like Goku and Sonic the Hedgehog, and even going as far as adding a Disney character for a request I have done before in many other shows that are outside the country, like Ruby Gloom, that I've also created. So you guys can check that out. So this is just a little bit of a newer intro for some people that might be new to this series and might not know what it's about. So this is probably going to be a little bit of a longer video, for talking about this particular character. We're going to be talking about all things My Life as a Teenage Robot for one of my favorite shows, and also being able to rewatch some of the episodes that this character is included. Misty was only included in 3 episodes, which is sad. And what sucks even more is that the creators have more plans for Misty of turning her into an actual villain, and for the new season 4 and season 5 and things like that. I didn't know what actually went down as far as the full story. Maybe somebody can tell the full story of what happened, why the show was canceled, things like that. It just says that most of the characters that's in this game, they don't really have their show going on and on and on like SpongeBob the face and the mascot of Nickelodeon, his show continues to strive and continue to go on, as great as he is of a character, and he's going to be in every single crossover, which I don't mind. And they could do more. And speaking of SpongeBob, just real quick, he's getting a new game this year. If you have not heard, THQ is making a new game for SpongeBob that I cannot wait to play. And hopefully we'll be able to get that trailer to really find out the release date. So it's a real game that's being implemented for SpongeBob for this year for 2025. So I can't wait. But most of these characters that you see, they don't have their shows anymore. They're memories. They're old school memories and treasured memories from our childhoods. And it's awesome to see them get into the game. Even going as far as shows like old school classics like Rocco, Monsters Life, and Ren and Stimpy. It goes on and on. So it's cool to see this. But when you look at this roster, you would expect more from a sequel that's supposed to be quote unquote bigger and better. It is fun. It's a lot. I like the changes that they made with the campaign and the story, things like that. What I wanted the game to be crossplay, which it is. And then they got a story mode because I wanted it more than anyone. I wanted the campaign. I even made my own story for the first game of what they could do for a sequel, and then I did another one of what they can do to improve for the next game if we get a Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl 3. I don't see it coming out this year. I just don't think it's realistic. As far as we'll probably end up getting an announcement this year, but I see it coming out in 2026 if anything. Well, let's start getting into the story. We're going to start talking about Jenny's world, an enemy who basically could have put her and basically sent her to the Shadow Realm right off the bat, but she hesitated because she just wasn't paid. Characters like Misty, who are super strong, powerful characters, and went on to become Jenny's most powerful enemy, who basically destroyed Jenny. Jenny couldn't even do anything. She tried to inflict some offense on her, she just couldn't land a hit. Misty is just too strong and just was ready for anything. So I'm going to get into all things Jenny Wakeman as far as her show. And if you haven't seen it, I definitely recommend checking out the fight scene between Misty. Just even type it in, Misty versus Jenny Wakeman. You can be able to check out that clip and see how quickly she dealt with her. So it's awesome to see how strong she is. And some people probably don't know, Misty was a friend and used to be a friend of Jenny Wakeman and hung out with her. So let's start talking about her story. We're going to start putting the timestamps and everything that you guys will see and hear, will basically hear me talk about in this video, will be in the description from the moveset and more. So if you don't want to listen to the full thing, if you want to skip through the video, you can. The timestamps are going to be there. Every single character has a timestamp for each request. So some of them drag on and they go longer than others, depending on what goes on for the story, the moveset, and maybe if it's a duo or a trios, if it's more than one character, it'll take a little bit longer. But I want to get into this character a lot more than what I'm anticipating for this video, so I'm not sure how long it's going to be. Maybe I'll run for about a half hour. But considering the fact that Misty has only had 3 episodes, it almost made the request a little bit more difficult. But these episodes contain a lot about this character to really get to know Misty for who she is and really finding out what her hidden secret agenda, what her real intentions were to as far as Jenny Wakeman. She wasn't really trying to be her friend. She wasn't really interested in trying to protect Tremorton. So let's get into the backstory and start getting to know Misty. So this is Misty's story for this first portion. So we're just going to have it on the roster. And so yeah, everybody can see all the characters in the game. It'll probably just be stuck on Jenny since she got some nice costumes. Let's just leave it like this because this is one of the best skins she has, or alternate costumes that they added that didn't exist from the first game when she made us DLC. So Misty is a member of the Teen Team, which is almost similar to the Teen Titans. It's a parody of the Teen Titans, but this group is different. It's a different crime fighting team. The Teen Team consisted of other members, and we're going to be talking about them as well. And I did something with them for the 2 other members of the Teen Team. She wasn't the leader, of course, but she was a member of the Teen Team and is known as the elusive mystery. The elusive mystery. So she's a phantom ninja alien with psychic powers. And she was also, just like I finished mentioning, she was a temporary friend of Jenny Wakeman's. and now is an enemy of Jenny Wakeman. Just how she was able to flip a switch. She became her friend. She was cool with her. She hung out with her in the show, and there's even more to the story as well. But she became an enemy. She's a super villain now. And some people that's fans out there that probably seen her character way before me and probably know much more about her story than I do, they wanted to see her get some kind of redemption because she would have been better off as a hero, as some people say, helping Jenny protect the city of Tremorton and more. But let's get more into it. Misty is a hero for hire who is greedy, reckless, uncaring, and she's very cool. She performs heroic deeds only if she's paid, and she doesn't care about the citizens of Tremorton whatsoever. She's doing anything for the money. And that's what kind of character she's. Strong and powerful, but money talks, as they say. And if you got the money, she's willing to become a villain and perform. If she'll be a hero just for you if you got the money, and she'll do any sort of devious actions if you have just the money. That's all she cared about. So just like I mentioned, she performs heroic deeds only if she's paid and doesn't truly care about the citizens of Tremorton. She doesn't care about the earth. She doesn't care about the world. Only what she wants is the money. Misty wanted to force the people of Tremorton to pay for her services, as she would refuse to help them unless money was involved. That's the kind of character she is. And Jenny found out the hard way, and she was shocked. Because Jenny Wakeman thought Misty was going to be her friend. She thought she was a new friend, an ally. She saw Misty as an ally. She saw her as not only just a force to be reckoned with, but someone who could help her protect the city and help take the pressure off of Jenny Wakeman, because she had more time to hang out with Brad, Tuck, and all of her friends. She had more time to herself to be able to hang out instead of worrying about what's going to happen the next day, and what's going to go down in the city as the protector. It was Jenny's duty, but Misty saw it as a job, so she thought that protecting the city as Tremorton was a job for her to get all the money in the world and really be able to hustle the citizens of Tremorton. This is the kind of character she is. This is the kind of person she is. And when you watch her these episodes, you'll find exactly this kind of information I'm sharing with you guys for her backstory. This is the kind of character she is. She's in it for the money, and she was only fighting for the money because she wanted to be paid. And the fact that she wasn't going to be paid, because I already mentioned that she became one of the most powerful enemies of Jenny, and she could have destroyed Jenny, because that's what kind of triggered the fight. Once Jenny found out Misty's true intentions of what kind of character she really is, it triggered a fight. Jenny didn't even stand a chance. And this is how good she is, and this is how she could be a formidable character. I think a lot of people would definitely pick up and main any Misty mains if she ends up getting into Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl 3 or the next crossover. A lot of people will end up playing Misty in the next platform fighter if they make one. So she ended up hesitating. She could have finished Jenny off, but she ended up giving her a chance and just sparing her. The only reason why she did not kill off Jenny is because she wasn't paid to do so, and she even told it. She said that to Jenny's face. When you guys watch the show, it's only 3 episodes. She only appears in 3 episodes, but you'll find out quite a bit about this character for Misty's story and what she really was trying to do. Only because Jenny's only still walking around, unscathed and things like that, because Misty spared her, and she didn't get paid to destroy Jenny. So if someone was to give her that mission, she would come looking for Jenny, and she'll look everywhere to try to find her, because the money she's going to be getting for her prize money. So some other things that I found out from my research from doing this request, which I like to do, so instead of just trying to rush the video out, I like researching and getting to know the character and watching the show clips and episodes and things like that. Misty never ever appeared again, and her future plans for her character was to become a villain in season 4, but there was never an official ending for Misty's story. She never showed up ever again. She didn't have anything else. She didn't show up in any other episode. It's only 3 episodes that she shows up in throughout the entire show. And I think this really gave fans out there a sour taste, and people wanted more. They wanted to find out more about Misty. They wanted to see her appear to really have like a definitive ending, to see what her next move was going to be. But she just left. She never ever returned. And just what I mentioned earlier, they had plans to have her become a villain in season 4, but the show was canceled. It didn't get beyond that point, and Misty didn't even really just have her definitive ending to really try to find out what else is she going to be doing, what her intentions were. And fans out there, from what I found out, they wanted to see her redeem herself and become someone of a real hero. And even if she became a villain, they wanted to still find out more about this character's story, but it's just untold. It's incomplete. Misty's story is incomplete. It doesn't have an ending. So that's why it gave fans out there that watched the show from My Life as a Teenage Robot a sour taste, and they were upset. And they wanted to see more of this character. She was well liked. She was a beloved character, and that's why people want to see her. So that's her story in a nutshell. I don't know anything else about this character. Maybe someone else in the live chat for the premiere for today can tell more if there is more to her story, but the show was canceled, so there was nothing else for me to find out. I couldn't find out anything else, but I did find out the future plans for her character was to have her become a full-on villain, but it just didn't happen because the show is not around anymore. So that's Misty's backstory. So we're gonna start getting into the stages and more. Hopefully I don't run out of time. But it's stages. See, these are the 2 new stages. If people haven't seen this, these are the 2 new stages that we got, and that's all we're getting. We're not getting anything else. Country Street, SpongeBob SquarePants, and then the timer start out that was inspired from the campaign, which is basically the location and the main setting of the campaign in the game when you go and play Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl 2, which I really enjoyed. But the stages that I selected, and something else I wanted to mention out there that's part of her backstory real quick. This is the stage portion. Her home planet is unknown. You see what I'm talking about? We don't even know where Misty is from. Her home planet is unknown. She didn't get an ending. She only appeared in 3 episodes, but we found out what kind of person she is and how powerful she is. And she's not even no longer part of that group of the team because they broke up. So she was running solo. She was a solo hero for hire. Want to get some help from Misty? You gotta have that money. You better pay up, because she won't help you. And if you have a different mission for her, she's willing to help complete that mission or whatever orders that you have if you got the money. So it sucks that I couldn't find out. There's no story or no sort of setting for her home planet. She's not even part of the Cluster Prime like Vexus and Vega. She doesn't live there. She's from a completely different planet. Imagine if she joined the Cluster Prime. They'll just be that more strong, that much dangerous for picking up a character like Misty to join them and align with them. Misty joining the Cluster Prime, that's definitely going to spell it's over for Jenny if she ever decided to do that. If Cluster Prime paid her. So it'll be crazy to see that. But the stages I selected, so let's put up their stage. The main is from My Life as a Teenage Robot. Let me see something. Almost clicked the wrong thing. Let me see. Why can't I? Oh, there it is. I was like, why can't I find Tremorton? So Tremorton, this is Tremorton, which is the main setting. See Nora Wakeman. Tremorton, I selected Tremorton High School. This was where Misty attended school with Jenny when they first became friends. Because this was when she broke up with the group and the team was split with the other 2 members. I'll just name drop them now because I'll bring them up later on towards the end. The amazing Orion and the stupendous Squish. Those were the other two members. This member, because this team, the team consisted of 3 different characters. So we got Misty, the Amazing Orion, and then Squish. But we're gonna mention those and talk about them later because I came up with ideas for them. So after the team was broken up, she decided to go to school with Jenny, and she befriended her. So that's how they ended up becoming friends, and they developed a close connection and a bond, a strong friendship. But it didn't last long because she was eventually expelled by going too far from pranking the Crush cousins who was bullying her. So she decided to turn the heat up and go after them and get back at them. And Jenny helped prank the Crush cousins, but Misty wanted to do more to the Crush cousins to make sure they regret and never messed with her ever again. So that's what she ended up getting expelled and things like that. And that started to burn the bridge a little bit and things like that. And then, speaking of the cousins, I thought maybe if they added Tremorton High School as a stage, since we already got Tremorton Joyride, and we also have, I don't want to leave this out, we also have a different variation. This is my favorite because it's the sunset. It looks better this way, even though I like both, and the music is one of my favorites in the game for the soundtrack. So I thought the Crush cousins could be featured in the Tremorton High School sort of stage as an idea. And then I threw in the Cluster Prime. So only 2 different stages. I didn't want to just bring up Tremorton to have it all basic because we already got it in the game. We got 2 different variations, one without the sunset, and then the other ones with the stage platforms. The platforms don't matter, it's not important. I'm just not really a fan of the variations too much because it's the same stage, but just 3 platforms, double platforms, and then the single platform. That's it. But that sunset is a nice touch for the background to change it up to make it a lot more different. So those are 2 stages that I end up selecting with her that she could come out in. So I think maybe Tremorton High School could be a good fit, but Cluster Prime would be perfect for Vexus when she gets into the game, if that's possible, if they end up picking her. So she doesn't even live on Cluster Prime. She's from a completely unknown planet that hasn't been explained. So those are the stages. We're going to start getting into the costumes. So what I like about this game is that it's more than one costume. Unlike Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl, this game has a lot of costumes for these characters, and even some of my favorites like the Endman, Guardian, Band Geeks, the Elastic Waistband. It goes on and on. Dark Danny or Evil Danny. I even like this pirate costume for Ember, one of my favorite characters. Gerald, that king outfit is dope with the dance. That he wore with the school dance and stuff like that. I like these kind of costumes. They have all types of great costumes that's in this. So I kind of had some trouble with this because considering the fact that she only had 3 episodes, it's kind of hard to really try to think of some costumes that could fit Misty because she had 2 different appearances between season 2 and season 3. She had her regular appearance. I feel like she will launch with her original look of season 2, where she has pink, purple eyes, and purple hair with the purple pants with her original look. And as you guys can see from the thumbnail, it's Misty season 3 when she had red eyes and red hair and pants. So those are the 2 alternate costumes I could really think of, and then just throwing out the idea of color variations because she didn't really have much of an appearance. So I think these could be most likely unless they change up the colors, because every time I like to use the color variations, I like to use Ember. See how she got red and green? It's 2 different colors. And then Reptar, he has purple, so that's going to be something. I want to use Reptar again because he has 2 different color variations. See, he's a costume and not a separate character slot. It's done right. So the other thing that I could think of when I did some digging, I went back to watch the Teenage Mutant Ninja Troubles episode. It's the actual episode name where she appeared in. It's after the team broke up. She ran into Jenny in space, and that's when she decided to invite her to hang out and go to school with her. She looked a little bit different, so I called this alternate costume for this whole new look. It was a little bit of a more bright magenta color for Misty, so I called this a costume Friend or Foe, because Jenny didn't know if she wasn't gonna attack her or not. So I just threw that in there because that's what her story is. We don't even know. She couldn't even tell if this character was. She didn't know if Misty was her friend or foe. She was confused, but she was heartbroken because she was a foe that was greedy and just money hungry. she wasn't really a true friend. She was just only helping out just to be someone that could be paid. That was her real intentions. So I got that from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Troubles episode. So as a little bonus costume, I just threw that in there with the color variation. So I think she's probably gonna have different colors. They might even make her see how Ember has green. She might get the green color, things like that. Maybe a little bit of red, a blue, something like that. A blue color for a new costume, possibly. So maybe some of you guys probably have ideas for costumes, but just again, she only had 3 episodes. She didn't appear ever again. So I definitely think both the season 2 and season 3 appearance will be in the game more than likely. Now it's time for the taunts and animations. So for taunts, I went with the meditation because in the episode in the show, when Misty refuses to help Tremorton, because Tremorton's being destroyed by monsters and things like that, by evil, Misty was just chilling, meditating. So this will be the perfect taunt for her. That's ideal and realistic, just perfectly taken from the show itself. Misty's favorite way to relax is meditating, and you can see this in the Missed Opportunities show, or the Missed Opportunities episode. When everything started going crazy, Jenny had more time to herself, and all the crime fighting, all the danger, and all the monsters that was attacking the city of Tremorton was being handled by Misty, and she was taking care of she just kept fighting and dealing with everybody, but she got tired of it because she wasn't getting paid. So she just sat out and just watched the monsters. She would just sit down, meditate while Tremorton was just being destroyed, while this whole city was on fire, ready to just crumble and explode. So I just thought this would be a good taunt for her. And then another one that I came up with as an idea from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Troubles episode, I called this Evil Deeds. When she got back at the Crust cousins, with the pose that she did, when she raised her arms with her arms became mist arms with her power, and it was after she won the prank war, and she said, "Now I rule the entire school," and that pose could be something that she could possibly end up using as a cool little taunt. I thought it could work as a winning animation, but I turned it into a taunt instead. So with a winning animation, we're going to get into the winning and losing animations, and then the moveset. The winning animation, I had Misty be able to transform into Mist while being able to float on the screen. And then I threw in some iconic quotes where she said this to Jenny when she was about to get ready to finish her off. Nobody said, and oh, by the way, nobody tells me what to do. That could be something that she could say in the winning animation. It'll be cool to see that. And then, right when Jenny punched Misty for the first time, when they started fighting each other in the Missed Opportunities episode, she could say, "That was a mistake." Because it'll be a mistake of you challenging her. So I think that'll be a perfect winning animation quote to match up. Now, a losing animation, if you guys go to the video example, I'm going to have the link in the description. You can go to the 8-minute and 56-second timestamp, because I don't want to trip it up for mine. Otherwise, I would drop the timestamp. I don't want the timestamp jumping to the 8-minute marker for my video. So I did the video example for the Missed Opportunities episode. You guys can check it out. Misty can have stars above her head with a scratched face with a black eye. One black eye when Jenny punched her. So I think she can look like that. With that little, just her appearance. With that one super punch that Jenny did to her before Misty started dominating her, going crazy on her. She can have that look as a losing animation. So I got the video example in the description. And you guys can go to the 8-minute and 56-second timestamp so you guys can really pause it and really see how she looks. It'll be perfect for a losing animation. I think the developers will pick that up. So now, my favorite part, as I always say, the moveset. And I wanted to make Misty powerful. She's going to be a powerhouse. She'll be able to hit just as hard as Reptar does in this game. And she's going to be fast too, because she's really fast in the show, where Jenny couldn't do anything. None of these monsters and none of the enemies and the threats that would invade a Tremorton couldn't do anything to her. So the big question is, what is she going to be able to play like? So let's just leave a like on this for now. So the moveset I selected, I wanted to utilize her mist powers because she can transform herself and be able to protect her body. And even just like I mentioned, when Jenny punched Misty, she can already be able to recover and take away all. She'll be able to nullify all the damage that she has all the damage that she has been inflicted with. She can nullify that because she has that power with her mist, and she'll also be able to dodge attacks. This is going to be a key move, and her power alone is going to make her super strong and dangerous on the battlefield. I really hope she gets into the next game, because I didn't know she could do all this. And the way she handled Jenny Wakeman, she couldn't even handle it. Jenny couldn't even do nothing to her. So you guys gotta see this. You guys gotta watch that fight against Misty and Jenny. She just dealt with her so easily. So let's just get into it. For the Ghostly Mist for her first move, while neutral, Misty transforms her body completely into mist and smoke at will to recover from any damage taken. And the character I was thinking about, so I didn't want to just, oh, she could just use her power. I wanted to reference characters because I played every single character in the game. Iroh has an ability with Iroh's T in his moveset when he first came out last August of 2024. Which he was the final DLC character. Surprise, surprise. Iroh's T recovered 15% on launch day, so I thought Misty could do something like that, and she can be able to recover almost something similar to it, but it got nerfed. It got turned down, so he only gets a little bit. He gets a little bit of health back, and he gets some recovery. It's still a good recovery move, so you can be able to recover little by little, and you can keep using it every now and then. So you can't spam you just can't spam his T. He'll take a drink, and then after a while you have to wait for a brief period of time. So with her Ghostly Mist, the developers can balance that out, so she'll be able to get some help back. And also, it's not only going to be a recovery move. I wanted to spice it up a little bit more. It's going to be a healing move for Misty to recover, to decrease the percentage of damage that she's taking. It's going to tie into what she's also capable of in the show, because this move can also be used to teleport to a different location on the battlefield. And if he fires, let's see, if Garfield throws like a pie at him, Jimmy Neutron tries to fire a rocket, or Rocco tries to send out Spunky to go get Misty and things like that to track her down, she'll just be able to use her Ghostly Mist and be able to dodge. Will be able to phase through Spunky. She'll be able to phase through the sauce that Plankton fires, the bubbles from SpongeBob, the notes that Squidward plays from his clarinet, and more. And even with Danny Phantom's ghost powers and things like that. Even the projectiles that Gerald has. He has 4 different projectile attacks within that circle that he uses for his specials from the D-pad and things like that. He has 4 unique projectiles. Misty's going to be able to phase right through all that and then some. Even Gurr and things like that. All types of things. It won't be able to touch her. And she'll also be able to recover. So I think this will be a good move for her, and it'll make the most sense as one of her movesets. So she'll be able to teleport, she'll be able to dodge projectiles, and then she'll also be able to recover while using this Ghostly Mist, as she does from the show. And she traverses through the battlefield. So you want to play keep away, you need to recover, avoid the crowd. If you're in a 4-player online multiplayer and a 4-player free-for-all, it's a good move to get you out of that tough situation, so you won't get double teamed, and you can just be able to play your strategy and recover a little bit. So they could balance that out. So her next move is the Spinning Tornado. So I got this when she spun up the Crush Cousins from the pranks, from those little pranks and stuff like that, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and stuff like that. So with Spinning Tornado, Misty can quickly spin forward into a tornado, hitting enemies multiple times. So maybe in this tornado, she can be able to ensnare the enemies as well as a bonus. But I just turned it into a little bit of a spin move, just like Taz, because he has one. So once I saw her do this to the Crush Cousins, I thought this would be pretty cool to see, because it was during the prank when she ruined one of the, I forgot Tiff, and I forgot the other Crush Cousins name, when she ruined her hair doing that tornado. So this will be a good move for her, and it can really be able to, it'll be good for crowd control because she's gonna be able to hit multiple enemies at once. So you can jump into that party, deal with multiple people. You might even be able to get a few knockouts and score a few points, or maybe get a couple stocks off your opponent. You know, more than one opponent, more than one player in the match that's fighting each other. So you can take advantage. So her next move, I wanted to give her like a little money move, money name, payday. Misty is ready to fight for her services because you gotta pay up if you want her services. Misty's ready to fight for her services, and can unleash a combo of punches and a finishing martial arts kit to launch enemies away. And I got this from the combo that she did to Jenny in that fight. So I definitely think this will be something that they can pull straight from that fight itself. A little bit of Danny Phantom vibe since she is also a Phantom Ninja. I wanted to give her an overshadow ability where she can be able to dash forward, and you can see her take this form. And she did it to one of the monsters. She was able to possess him and overshadow him, look into his mind, completely read his mind and thoughts, and really think about the monster's weaknesses and their biggest fears and things like that. She has that ability. You can see that in the show when she was protecting Tremorton and missed opportunities. You can see all that in that episode. So I thought she could be able to dash forward in the form of Mist to possess the fighter, because Danny Phantom doesn't have this move. But he has a ghostly will that can allow him to dodge and phase through projectiles to quickly move forward, which is pretty cool. I like how they added that. But that's her overshadow move that I gave her. So she will be able to possess a fighter, stunning them temporarily, and then she'll be able to just wail on you. So her recovery move, Mist Flight or Misty Flight, things like that. I don't know what to call this, but she can. I didn't want to just put flight, but the Mist Flight is gonna be her recovery move, and she's gonna have that same mobility like Jimmy Neutron does with the manual control. So the players out there, if she does get into the game, it'll be cool to see this as a recovery move, obviously, because she can fly. Because when she flies, she turns into a little bit of a mist. The hover card that Jimmy Neutron has, and then also the main control with Jimmy Neutron's hover card, it's pretty cool to see. And then you also have the manual control with Jenny Wakeman with her recovery when she's flying. Misty can have that same manual control when you play as her when she uses her recovery move with the Mist Flight move. So Misty can take on the form of a phantom and break her fall. Players can have manual control of the direction. I want to change this because I had a little typo. Players control the manual control of the direction Misty floats in for a limited amount of time. So that's her recovery. And then every single character, ever since this game came out from over a year ago, is give them an ultimate ability or a super. In this game, they're called supers or super moves. People say Final Smashes, but I only say that when it's Smash Bros. So the ultimate attack that I gave them, or the super for Misty, I wanted to bring back her team that she used to be a part of for the Teen Titans parody. The Teen T-E-N, the Teen, instead of the Teen Titans, so the Teen Team unite in return for the ultimate attack from Misty, where Misty can be able to summon the other members of the Teen Team, the Amazing Orion, in a stupendous squish for a huge team attack where they all can strike their special T pose. Anybody remember how Team Rocket always had their pose, and the Ginyu Force from Dragon Ball Z, they always had their special pose that they would do with their entrance. The Teen Team was just something like the Teen Titans or the Ginyu Force from Dragon Ball Z, with Captain Ginyu and all them Jace and Barda and things like that. And Team Rocket, they also had their pose. So the Teen Team was in the form of a special pose in the form of the T to be able to attack with their powers combined. They could do that same pose when Jenny met them for the first time from the Teen Team episode where she debuted. Because that's the third episode. It's only 3 episodes. The Teen Team, Missed Opportunities, and Teenage Mutant Troubles. Those are the 3 episodes that she was in. But in the teen team, you guys can really be able to take a look and see this pose that I'm talking about for that group that she used to be a part of when she first debuted and she had her first appearance on. Now let's start talking a little bit about the Amazing Orion real quick, and then the Stupendous Squish. The Amazing Orion, his powers, he had super strength. He can attack with the power of his super strength, and he also had energy beams with his blue energy beams that he could fire, that you guys can also be able to see in the same episode. So he can attack with super strength, and they're going to be on the field. They can have them attack everybody on the field. That's all her enemies to protect Misty and back her up. And then the Stupendous Squish, he can trap opponents with his sticky skin and create goo traps all over the battlefield using his powers to slow everyone down on the battlefield. So I think that's something that can work with her ultimate. I couldn't think of anything else. Maybe someone else has a better super attack for her, but I thought it was only right for the amazing Orion and the Stupendous Squish to make their return to be included. It almost makes you think of Donatello, because Leonardo and Mikey are in the van, the turtle van, and then a Raphael clone. Even if you're playing against Raphael or using him, he still appears in the super. So I thought the teen team could be able to appear. Orion and Squish can show up to back Misty up for the teen team to be united to really help her out in the fight. So I think that makes the most sense as far as the ultimate attack. But that's everything that I have as far as this character goes. As far as a full moveset for the request, several of you guys wanted to see her, so I wanted to make her powerful. I wanted to make the moveset make the most sense. I wanted to watch the episodes over and over again to really try to come up with the best ideas. I haven't seen anyone make any movesets for this character or bring her up as a potential fighter for Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl 3. If we get one, what do you guys think of the moveset? Everything that I mentioned is going to be in the description for you guys to read through if you want. You don't have to watch the full video for the premiere. I had fun putting this together and just trying to come up with the best ideas for her. I'm not sure what's going to be next for this game. It's a big question. We don't know what else is going to be next for this series because it ended with Iroh. We don't have anything else to look forward to for this game. That's why other people are playing other games and they're playing other fighting games and getting excited for new titles and moving on, because we don't really have anything to look forward to. We got our last patch and it's not going to be anything else. I wish it was more. This game deserved more, and it sucks that it's just come to a close with characters like Iroh. I didn't even want to see him in this game, but it's just like I wanted to see other characters get in. There's so many other characters that belong. Let me know what you guys think. If you have a request, you can drop it in the comments. And it takes time to put the videos together because I have to do the research, make the thumbnail, things like that, and make the moves make sense. Doing the research and getting to know the characters for who they are, and that way it makes sense and it's not a rush video. So it's fun just being able to put these together and continue this series. I love doing this series, and I'm gonna keep it going on just for all the amazing characters that they can bring into the next game. It can do better. See, Vlad Plasmi's at the top middle. He should have been in the game. He didn't get in. It's a lot of other characters that got cut, changes were made, decisions were made, and it's too late now. There's not going to be any other characters for this game. We just going to have to wait and see what's next for the next game if we get one, and see who picks up the slack, because that's what happened to this game. Who's going to pick up the slack? Who's going to be able to come out with the next character, with the next game to implement these characters? Who's going to be able to pick these characters to bring them back, bring everybody back? Let's get everybody back from the first game. Let's get everybody back from the second game. And then we can get more characters from other shows. We only got 2 new shows. Look at the screen. Go to the left. See him right there next to Danny Found? It's LC, right? And then look, it's the Angry Beavers. I was surprised to see them getting in the game. Classics. And I was like, they going all the way old school like Angry Beavers? What's stopping us from getting Kablam and all these other old school shows that deserve to get in too? They right next to Lucy Loud and Cora. Just above Grandma Gertie. She's a powerful fighter. She's a fighter. Let's get Arnold, all these other characters. Let's get the characters that fans want to see instead of coming out with it's just focusing on the Fire Nation characters. We don't need that. There's other, like, did they forget Water Tribe and things like that? I'm not trying to keep on going on and on. It's just so many other characters that's missing that I thought was going to get into this game. This game could have kept going. Because you see where we at? We in February. But Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl 2 is over. So all we doing, we fighting the same people online over and over and over. We don't have content. We don't have any plans. We don't have a future for this game because it's done now. And it sucks. We've seen it happen to another platform fighter at the end of January. See what's going on? We got to get something so the fans can get what they're looking for from these games, and we get the proper communication so we can know what's going on. So if things take a little bit longer, which is perfectly fine, we need to know what's going on so people are not just playing the waiting game and trying to figure out the next Scooby-Doo mystery to figure out some kind of when are we going to get the next update, when at what point is the next post going to tell some information so the players are informed whether or not you're a competitive player or not. We got to all get some information so we can know what's going on with these games. It's like, how many times do you want to keep starting over? You can just keep building and building and building and building off the what you have and build more. Let's get everybody else from these other games, from this game and from the first game, and you build up what you have, and you have a legacy of one of the best crossovers for all types of different characters from the past and the present that can get into this game. I would definitely want to see it, and All-Star Brawl 3 can be that game. But the question is, are they going to do it, and what are they going to do next to improve? It's a great game. It deserves so much more. It's just sad. But let me know what you guys think. If you have a request, you can post up in the comments. And if you want to change something in the moveset, things like that, or see other characters from different shows and villains, you can post them up now, and then we're gonna keep on going for the requests. We got loads of characters to get through. It's fun doing this series, but I definitely had fun putting Misty together. I hope she gets into the next game. She's definitely dangerous. She deserves a spot in the game with Queen Vexus as well.